Okay, so here we are on how to use StreamLabs. So I want to let you know that this is going to be a really basic overview of how StreamLabs works. There's a link that'll show you how to sign up for StreamLabs, but because of the advanced nature of this software and how difficult StreamLabs and OBS type systems can be to use, if you want to do this, what I would recommend is watch this video to get a basic idea. Use the links to kind of get yourself set up. And then if you have problems, bring them to office hours or post them on the squad wall and I can help you there. Because it would just take too much to do a full comprehensive StreamLabs training. And what you get here will be enough to get you going. Okay. So we're going to start by just looking at the screen. So there's only a couple of main areas that you're going to need to look at. So this part right here, this left-hand side is your, these are your scenes. Okay. So these are, and the scenes are made up of individual pieces within a scene. So for example, let's look at this one. Okay, so this actually Q&A for Zoom is better. Okay, this scene is made up of a Yeti microphone. Okay, that's how my sound comes in. It's made up of my stream cam, which is my camera that I usually have attached to this computer. The green box, which is this that you see here. My ocean cam, which is a camera that I have attached here, which is an ocean cam. These are all my different cameras. Okay. So there's a lot of stuff I have in here because I am using a lot of different things on this. But when we start with you, is going to start with something very straightforward. Okay. So what this is each scene is a different layout. So I can have a scene for stop shitting all over yourself. I can have a scene for Zoom. I can have a scene for Zoom screen sharing. I can have a scene for A Hustle for Your Life. One for me and Roxanne Dawson at our interview with the browser. I can have a number of different scenes and I can change them on the fly without any interference in the to my live stream. So basically I can just switch between look there and then look there and then look there, and all while I'm live at the same time. So it doesn't impact a whole lot other than to change the way it looks. Okay. So the first thing is you want to set up a scene. All right. So when you first come in, this is what you're going to be looking at. You're going to see your mixer on the right, your sources in the middle, and your scene on the left. Okay. So we're going to start a scene and I'm going to create new scene and I'm going to call this new scene for training. Okay. For training. Done. Okay. So what we're seeing here is a completely blank scene. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add a camera. Okay. So I'm going to go plus. And it's going to give me a whole lot of different options. The things that you're going to use most are going to be media source, video capture device, or image. You could play around with any of these that you want. You could play around with text, screen capture. You can literally play with any of these if you want. If you have an external microphone, you might do audio input capture. If you wanted to bring in a different screen, like let's say you have two screens and you want to use one screen as like your screen share and one as, you know, as your StreamLabs that you're looking at, you can do that. If you wanted to just share one window, you could do that. So there's a lot of different options in here, but we're going to focus mostly on some of the basics. So we're going to do video capture device, add source, and I'm going to go with the integrated camera. Okay. If I wanted to add a new source, I would need to click on that. It would give me a name for it. So let's say we'll call it integrated camera 1. Okay. Add source. All right. So then it's going to pop up and it's like, okay, what do you want? I want my integrated camera. Deactivate and then activate. Okay. Now it's not showing up because I'm live already. So that's, you know, that's obviously gonna be a problem. So what we're going to do is I'm going to grab this thing here. Fake camera is what I call it. Okay. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it here. And we're going to pretend that this is the camera. Okay. So we're going to pretend that this was the camera that we just brought in. Okay. So this is the camera. Okay. So we got a camera. All right. So next up, you are like, I want to add something along the bottom so that I want to add a logo. Okay. So that's going to be an image. So I'm going to click on plus here and I'm going to click on image and then I'm going to click add source. And I'm going to say add a new source and I'm going to say logo. Okay. So I'm going to add source. Now I have to click on browse and let's find the logo. I don't know why the squad logo is not in here. It seems like it would be the exact place that it belongs, but so we're just gonna use this as the logo. Okay, this is our logo. Okay, done. All right, now if I try to move these things around, I can accidentally click on things that like I don't want to move around. So I'm going to lock this fake camera. Okay, now I can't click on it at all. Sometimes I forget that I've locked this and I can't figure out why I can't move. So if you're not able to do that, that's the reason. But I can move this because I haven't locked this, right? So I'm going to make this super tiny. This is going to be my logo, and I'm going to put that there. Okay. Now let's say I want to have something going along the bottom. Maybe I want something going along the side. I don't know. Maybe I want to add an image of some kind. Okay. So you know what I want to add? I want to add an image. So I'm going to be like, okay, I'm going to add an image, and I want to add image, add source, and I'm going to say I want to add a new source, and this is going to be picture. Okay, I want a picture that I can be talking about. All right, so I'm going to browse, and I'm going to talk about, what am I going to talk about? I'm going to talk about this picture. Okay, done. All right, so I want to tell a story about this picture, so I want this picture to be here. Okay, and so now, but not right this now, not right this instant. Right this instant, I don't want it there, so I'm actually going to hide the picture by clicking on this. Okay, so this looks pretty good to me. We're going to add one more thing because I want people to know what's happening. So I'm going to click add, and I'm going to click text. Okay. And I'm going to click add source, and I'm going to add new text. And I'm going to say, this is the how to use StreamLabs text. Okay. Add source. When it comes to add source, now I can type in here what I want. How to set up StreamLabs. Now you'll notice this up here at the top. Okay. Click on that. I don't want this font. I want to use my Hungry Charlie font. Okay, we're using Hungry Charlie. Okay, and we're going to use, you only have regular. We're going to make it slightly bigger. Okay, how to set up StreamLabs. Fabulous. Okay, so now here I am. I'm going to mess with that. All right, StreamLabs. All right, done. Okay, so now I have my text here, but it's in a really weird place. So I can click on it, and because I locked this down earlier, what is it clicking? Oh, it's the picture. That's clicking on the picture. I'm going to lock that too, so I don't accidentally click on the picture. There we go. Now I can move this where I want it. Okay. So now I've got that there. Okay. So if I wanted to add, like, I'm like, you know what? I can't really see what this says. So I might go in and add an image that I created in Canva. Pink. Okay. Upload, browse, and where's my pink image? There we go. This is my pink image. Okay. So I made this image so that I could put it behind this text. All right. So now it's done. I can take this pink and put it behind the text. How to use StreamLabs. See that? But it's very big. We don't want this here. So I can now make it smaller, but it's making it hard to like, I can only do it proportionally. So if you click down Alt, do that. There you go. Okay. All right. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay, so I'm going to lock this because I like where it is. I'm going to how to set up StreamLabs. Okay, but now I don't like the font color for how to set up StreamLabs. Let's unlock pink a little bit, move a little pink to the side. Let's lock pink back up. How to use StreamLabs. Let's come back in there. Let's do how to do StreamLabs, and let's make the font color like a maroonish. Yeah, done. Okay, let's make it maroonish. Okay, there we go. So now I'm live. I have my logo, and I have what it is that we're talking about. Now, here's something to keep in mind. You can have as much text as you want. You can have as many layers as you want. You can have as many different scenes as you want, because when you are live, you can simply click between things and switch. It's not something that that once you set it up, it's fairly straightforward and easy. It's just setting it up can be a little bit complicated, or it can feel a little bit complicated. Okay. So now if your camera already has a mic attached, then it will be fine. You will be good to go. If your camera doesn't have a mic attached, then you might need to actually add a source and have that source be an audio input capture, which will be your microphone. My camera does have a mic, so I'm just going to leave it at that. So now I'm ready to go live. Okay, so there's a couple things you're going to need to do. First is you need to go into your settings. And in your settings, you want to look at stream. Now, chances are you signed up with Stream StreamLabs using either YouTube or Facebook. Whichever one you used it for is how you would have logged into the system, and that one you will not be able to log out of. So I am logged in as Facebook, but you're going to need to set up whatever other things you want to set up. Okay, so this is only the place where you actually set up the streaming. It's not how you actually stream. Okay, how you actually stream is when you've set all this up, on the bottom right, you click on go live. And when you click on go live, the things that you had set up in your, in the settings will appear here. Okay. So you can turn off what you want to turn off. And then if you already have a scheduled video, you can pick the scheduled video and it'll automatically select all the things, and you can put your information in there. See, showing you how to use Be Live, saying a lot of fun things, so on, and you can go live straight in there. I have another one that's scheduled on how to use Facebook Live. Or let's say none of these are the right ones. Then you can say, nope, none of these. You can be like, here, nope, not that, no, close. Okay. And then you can be like, okay, we're going to not selected. And then we're going to go and we're going to do how to use StreamLabs. Join me. It's so fun. We have tons of graphics. Okay. Share to a page you manage. This is where you go to pick your page. So I'm going to say, I'm going to go live here. Okay. You can go live in a Facebook group. You can go live on a Facebook page. The limitation of this is that in order for you to be able to go live in many, many different places, you will actually need to do it using the Facebook backdoor, where you're going live into an API that then you have put into other spaces, which is more advanced. So for streaming to multiple locations, this is not a really good option unless you just go straight to like, I'm going to stream it to Facebook, I'm going to stream it to YouTube, and then I'm going to go to YouTube and Facebook, and I'm going to share it directly from there to the places that I need it to go. That can be a little cumbersome if you're live and being like, okay, guys, hold on, I need to share it to all these places, which is generally why I find it a little bit cumbersome. So for me, I find Be Live a lot easier if you're going to be sharing things to a lot of places and you want to be able to share it to a lot of places if you have platforms for that. Alternatively, StreamLabs is a really good place to have a lot more control, but it is also a lot more technically advanced. Okay. So what I've showed you so far basically gets you going in terms of setting up your StreamLabs and just going live. This is a very, very basic overview. In the workbook, there are links that will show you how to get this, that will take you to places that will show you much more comprehensively how to set this up and the resources that you're going to need. And then what I would recommend is as you run into problems, join us in the squad, bring your questions there, and we can help workshop that.